Hello friends, I got a quick video here to do on the next level of the matrix dissected and unloaded. The next level, this is the second series. So I am pretty certain of one thing now, so this may also be a short video like the fourth video of the next series or the next level. So here, the first one here, just a quick note, there is a green shield and a blue background. The blue background is of course Zion or Judaism, and then the shield, the green shield, is really Islam or its military force and so on and so forth. So here the implication is this color is operating this color in the background. So here, this is a humanity, and the first screen shows you a chaotic situation here, a random nations or tribes or human groups and so on evolving, and it's in green. So it's taking shape, it's solidifying.
Is everything in place?
You weren't supposed to believe me.
I know, but I felt like taking.
Okay, so this is a humanity now, and each and every one of those is a person. Now I have a better handle, is really a person. Those white letters may in fact solidify into a certain name. If you like a aperture camera shot, and if you freeze each and every frame on top of each other, you may see actually those white numbers, or each and everyone is an individual. They may form some kind of a sentence, but this is what it says here, and
No, I don't know.
now what happened is the search begins for the one. First I thought, you know, there's like a war is ensuing, and these are the descending angels or humans and so on, so rushing into a battle. No, here this is humanity, and then Morpheus as well as Zion are searching for the one, so they begin to divide the humanity into different groups and different because this is a sorting mechanism here, so different groups, different nations, different people and so on. Eventually they will isolate all that into into smaller individuals, so they can find out and discover the one.
Like what?
Right, and as you can see, the columns do thin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, or whatever it is. Now therefore, right? So they're dividing the humanity in order to figure out the one, right? And it seems to be the one is in fact closer to the 555 here. For example, if you look at this column, I see 1758. Does that mean anything? I don't know. 1857, 1960, right? So if I do, you know, if I speed it up a little bit, it changes, right? But then here, it may reveal to you, there's a chance that they have dates here in the columns. So now, as you can see, they are sorted out, right? Right? So this is here. I don't want to dwell on this so much, but here, this is humanity, and they're searching for the one. Remember, Morpheus is looking for the one, is searching for the one, and they found him. This is humanity, and they have to sort the humanity all together to find the one, right? And that's what I'm thinking. If you slow this down, like I said, the white digits or characters or alphanumeric characters may actually reveal some sentence, or here are some dates as well. So when they found him, there will be a date here, specific date. So that will reveal to you. Now I think that date is really also on the passport. You'll see it on the passport. So 555, he's not found. 2, you know. So 1792 or 1798, right? Now it begins to see, you begin to see here that there's like 1792 and so on, right? So the one is being narrowed down now, right? 1481, I don't know. I mean, it's being narrowed down. So 98, right? As you can see, 98 and then now 73. Okay, continuing. So I don't know, 1948. I mean, you know, again, you can make out these numbers. You could try to sort out these numbers. 919, 588. You have to slow this down and superimpose numbers on top of each other, I think, or together group them where they make sense. Now there's the 06, right? So the 06, and then there's the 69, and then the 55, 52, and 32. So all these numbers do mean something, and then there you got yourself a 55. So they're sorting out of all this humanity, the searches begin. Morpheus said he's looking for the one, and what supports this particular deduction or inference is Cypher. When he gives Neo a drink, he tells him that all he sees is blonde, brunette, and so on. So he's searching for persons. That's the clue for you. So this here is humanity, and finally, supposedly, they found that one particular person, right? All right, so I'm going to freeze it here. I'm going to go to that particular point where I said I have a final handle. Okay, my commentary on this last time is that Trinity, or a blue Jewish woman, given a birth to Neo, the new Neo, right? But then I noticed something, right? You know, from insemination into the uterus or fallopian tube by the sperm. And now I look here, and excuse me for saying so, I think the guy is sexless, asexual. Asexual is what has been termed in simulacra and simulation, or dissimulacra and dissimulation. Let me show you the book. So here's the book that defines the new subtype who are utilized by Zion, or probably given birth by Zion, similar to Immaculate Conception or Mother Mary Trinity that gives birth, right? But that's not her son. So here he defines the asexual or non-sexual creatures that serve Zion. So I'm going to try to slow it down. Maybe due to the movie, he's wearing some kind of restrictions on ratings, you know, like rated R and so on and so forth. He doesn't want it to look like maybe I'm reading too much here, but that's what I think it is that there's no sexuality here, right? Typical of saying there's no sperm, which he said later on, you know, there's no sperm, right? Okay, after looking at all these numbers, green numbers, say green maybe because he or whoever it is in the Islamic world, right? And he could be the son of Prophet Muhammad, right? You may find this far-fetched. Oh, wait a minute, I showed you that Cypher says he's the messenger and that he's the and so on and so forth. So at one point, because when they brought him into the room, he was so concerned that this particular one is his son. That's why he was so concerned, right? So here, what Morpheus says is this.
We've been in Trinity. We found him.
We found him, right? And then your typical Mother Mary and Trinity and blue color. So Zion found him. Let me take you back to that scene. So observe here how everybody flinches when they lock eye with him and try not to look at him directly, because we humans depend on our senses to read the other, right? Detect the other and try to read behind the face and microfacial expressions. Some of us are very keen and very sharp on that. Not all of us though. But while that everybody looks away, look at Cypher. Cypher looks at him keenly, and he's very worried about him.
I'll be online.
Notice Cypher. Look at Cypher. It's like he's his own son or relative. But he's helpless is what is being... This is here, I am implying, I am just inferring or deducing or surmising from the situation and from the flow of the movie, that Cypher may be his father, you know, or maybe his offspring, like later generations, and Cypher knows that Neo is ultimately his great grandson, and so on.
Time is all.
Notice, right?
Please, take a seat there.
But he tells him bye-bye, right? So maybe he's not certain, but he has that fatherly feeling toward him. So he goes like, Kansas, bye-bye, right?
The pill you took.
So here, notice what happens. There's always that moment when an actor looks directly into the camera, and then directly looking into you, the audience, and that me included, right? What is that move? Mouse did it in that lunchroom or cafe, that like weird looking cafe, steel cage, and now Trinity does it.
Yeah, you're right.
I know it.
See? She's looking at you, the one who's watching the movie. What they're trying to say is really, they do believe, Zion do believe he's around, right? The one, he's around. So, and they make an assumption that he's watching this TV or he's watching this movie. So they talk directly to him. So she's looking at us now. So one of us has to be the one, and then they will understand her, right? You see how they communicate sometimes? The same thing is repeated again at the end of the movie when Neo talks to the guy outside, right? You know, like a world without rules, I know you're watching, and so on, right? That's along the same line. And he's, you know, that's what we're gonna do to you. You're gonna end up here. Okay, what are you seeing here? Well, you don't see the strings, right? They usually remove it digitally by digital manipulation program. But what do I see here? What I am seeing is very simply a gargoyle flying. That's how gargoyles or demons, that's how they spread their wings, right? Gargoyles flying. Let me see if I can show you that. Give me a second. Do you see Morpheus flying? Do you see Morpheus flying? Let me show him again to you. That's Morpheus, and that's his wings, right? You know, as he flew while he was fighting with Neo. So that's Morpheus. He's a flying demon, a gargoyle, right? Unmistakable, huh? All right. All right, I'm gonna try to get to the point as soon as I can. I'm just like, these are insertions around the periphery of the main point of this video, but that's coming up. Give me a second. Notice something that passes by very quickly. Again, these are the extraneous points I wanted to make. Notice everybody is watching them fighting, right? Except Tank. Tank is very happy. He thinks he hit the jackpot. He got himself a new Goyim, a Neo, someone to use and abuse and cut apart and then get rid of when he's done with him, right? Notice when he believes that Mouse is gonna stop something because he's the controller of the program, right? but he stops him. Notice how there's that very smug face, happy face.
Think of his own kinetics and the whip.
Notice, he tries to stop him, right? Notice, he wants to do something,
About more.
he holds his hand. Did you see that? Right? He gets his hand. Notice, did you see it? Tang is very happy. He hit the jackpot on this particular goyim. Talking animal. No, I mean sucker. I mean human beings. One human being. All right, before we see this particular periphery point or subject, the subject of periphery points, I want to explain to you something about the past. In our religion, and that was defined in our religion of Islam, right? That's Sunni Islam. And it's in the Quran and here and there, right? In the tradition of the Prophet, that there is a path, straight path, that you will be tested, that you will have to be going across, and then you have to make it. If you fall off the path, then you're in trouble, right? That's why you have to resist. You have to resist temptation. You have to fight back. You have to hold. You have to endure. You have to be smart. You have to be conforming to the law of Allah. You have to be and so on and so forth. You have to live in among the humanity, respect humans, rules, justice, and so on and so forth. And that's what the angels or agents are talking about, and then that's what Morpheus is trying to tear down. But along the path we get the tempter, the temptation by the devil himself, right? And that's what's gonna happen here, and I'm gonna show you. So here we fell from heaven, right? We came down from heaven. According to our religion of Islam, Allah or God expelled us from heavens onto the earth, right? Both man and devil, or demons or genies. Some people, in the West, there's no genies or the third party. In Islam, there's a difference between an angel and a human and demons or jinns, right? They're made of fire. Angels made of light, and we are made of clay, right? And then we have spirits from God, from Allah, right? So when He expelled us, we came down here, right? So the agents are the angels, and then this is the man and the devil, right? Demon, Satan and Adam, right? Adam and Satan. Remember the Adam Street Bridge, right? So here He put us down, and notice what Morpheus says to him. He's tempting him now. Notice.
You have to let it all go, Neo.
Let it all go. He looked up toward heavens, right? Because Neo wants to go back to heavens, right? That's what he's promised. If you do good, right? If you conform, if you survive the temptations, if you respect the sanctity of life and others and so on, eventually, and you become faithful in Allah or God, you go back to heaven. That's the promise. But it's hard. It's not easy. Now when he looked up, notice. When he looks up toward heavens.
You have to let it all go, Neo.
So the devil is tempting him. Don't worry about going back up there into heavens. Let it all go.
Fear.
Fear of what? Fear of God. Meaningly, we don't fear God because He's a beast, right? We fear God similar to us fearing the judicial system. Judicial system meaningly, you go break into somebody, kill somebody and so on, and then you get punished for it by the law. So you're afraid of the law, right? Not really like you have to be afraid of the law, but so long you obey the law, you don't have to worry about the law enforcement agencies.
Doubt.
Doubt? Doubt about what?
Disbelief.
Disbelief. You have to have doubts, you have to have disbelief, and so on, and then the ending, Neo will go down into nihilism. He's trying to convince him of nihilism or fana. So now this is the path, the sirat, or it's called in the Quran, it's called sirat mustaqim. So this is the path. He is going to go above it, right?
Free you.
But it's a simulation. What he's trying to tell him, look, nobody's going there. Look, I can survive, blah, blah. But The devil has already made his deal. He knows what's right and what's wrong, and he knows God exists, and he sees him, right? He knows him, right? Not like by seeing him, but somehow, right? So when he jumps, he is already judged. According to our religion, he is already being judged, right? So he doesn't fall. Even if he didn't fall, he's already being judged. And when the sunglasses are dark, that's him talking. When they are reflective, then he is talking about Neo. Free your mind from what? From this humanity, from the rule of law, from education, from and so on and so forth. So you understand, right? From civilization. You have to be, if you want to be in the world of Zion and in the world of Rabbi, shape-shifting Rabbi Morpheus, you have to be dysfunctional, break every law, do every forbidden thing, cross boundaries, there's no red lines, there's no sanctity of life, and you just become, according to this book, you just become nothing. You become a device of hurt and destruction. So that's the past. So now Neo thinks he survived, so it's okay, right? He tempted him. Now he's thinking twice. Adam. Okie dokie. What does okie dokie means? I am guessing. Here's what I am thinking. Here means okay, donkey. Why donkey? Donkeys are known to be dumb, right? And they become subservient. You know, a donkey carries your stuff. They even beat them sometimes, right? If they become obstinate or feel pain and try not to move forward. So they hit them, right? With a stick. So, okay, donkey. It's very funny. You know, those Assads of Syria, they're titled by heritage. It's called donkey. And does appear to me as if it's worthwhile, it's well deserved, right? Because they're really donkeys. He is the Assad, right? He was born in Beirut, remember? That's where there are some Alawites and whatever. And they used them, the current Bashar and his father Hafiz, to really destroy and kill and maim and torture. And all for Zion. Free my mind, right?
What makes it?
Oh, yeah?
The first jump. Now I know. But what if he does? He won't. Right.
He does, he won't. Come on. Actually, Trinity appears to me like she wants him not to fall. She doesn't want him to fall. She wants him to stay intact, right? Somehow she's saying she wants him to go back into heaven. She has some kind of affectionate, you know, has, you know, like sympathy for him or something of the sort. I don't know. I don't want to guess. What is the red pipe? I have no clue. Again, the jump is on the same building. See where he was now? That's where the fight happens between him when Trinity and him come to rescue Morpheus, and he and the agents and the police fight on the roof. This is where. This is where, right? I think it's on this roof here is where they fight. But he falls, and I'm gonna show you what that fall is. Give me a second. All right, here we go.
Why did no one tell Illinois drivers about this? Drive less than 50 miles a day.
Sorry for the low quality production. Somebody just cut right in the middle here. Those pesky. And I have modest, low budget studio, right? Maybe I'll buy me a bigger TV and better equipment in the future. All right, so you saw what this is here. It's a falling angel. He seduced him and he fell, right, from heavens. There you go, heavens, he falling, wings, right? So now we are promised that all of us shall be subject to the sirat, or to the path, right? And we'll all be tested and we'll all fall. That's why Trinity or APAC say that no one ever makes the first jump, right? Why? Because we are promised we all will have to go through that path. We have to fall. When we fall, that's it, right? And then we have to work our way back into heavens. It's not easy, it's hard, right? All right, so that point is made. Periphery. Now I'm going to go to the main subject of this particular video. By the way, that commercial was intentional by Zion. Some Zion wanted to pop in, you know, like they never allow you to have peace of mind or rest or and so on and so forth. They're always after money. Everybody falls the first time. All right, I want you to notice something here. It could be a reflection, but I think the gesture is meaningful. Here you will see Neo. Here you will see Neo. Maybe I commented on this on the first series, but here you will see a hand with a gun, right? You can see it. There's a hand with a gun pointing at the head of Neo. You get it? I think this here tells him, emptied entire magazines at them, but hit nothing but air, right? Here, this is a promise. He's looking at him and his reflection. He is going to kill him. Just like Cypher said at the beginning of the movie, at the starter of the movie, that they are going to kill him. That's precisely what this is here. Probably given the command already. If you come closer, you will see it right there. A hand holding a gun, pointing at the head of Neo.
Means that sooner or later, someone's going to have to fight them. I won't lie to you here. Every single man or woman who has stood their ground, everyone who has fought an agent has died.
There you go. Doesn't take two to understand. Everyone, every single man and woman who fought an agent has died. Meaningly, if you fight against God and his angels or agents, right, you're gonna die or probably fall in hell, is what they're talking about here. And they're pointing the gun at him, right? What is the gist of this? The gist of this is you fight them, you're gonna be killed, right? But Morpheus is going to send him to fight them. And he knows he's going to be killed, and he will give the order himself.
When they have failed,
You will succeed. I have a feeling he says that to gazillion Neos that were here before this particular clone, Neo.
succeed. One, I've seen an agent punch through a concrete wall. Men have emptied entire clip.
See, the gun? Now you may say this is only a reflection because the agent is sitting behind him per the movie and pointing the gun at him. No. Now you see it. The reflection is here. Neo is one, and the gun of the agent is in the other eye.
And hit nothing but air.
But you can also see something else. If you abstract your vision and take a look, see, consider this hand here and this hand here, they are the iris or the pupil of the eye. You will see another creature here. Remove Neo and remove the gun, and then just keep the hands, and you will see the eyes of something weird, right? Something strange.
Air. Yet their strength and their speed are still based in a world that is built on rules. Because
Rules, civilization.
of that,
That's what he's teaching him. Break the rules and civilization, and then do whatever it takes, right?
they will never.
Ends justify means, right? Also, the Firdausi, a Persian poet, when he was fighting, he stabbed his opponent, who turned out to be, I think, his son, in the back, and he says, whatever method brings victory is acceptable, regardless of the method. That's what he says. That, I think, is, if I recall correctly, I saw this way like 50 years ago or so, maybe. that older movie or series, and then that's what he says in that book.
Be as strong or as fast as you can be.
Why? Because you're not subject to rule anymore. You're just a worm. You can do anything, right? So you're not bound by humanity.
What are you trying to tell me? That I can dodge bullets?
No,
The gun pointing at Neo.
trying to tell you that when you're ready, you won't have to.
Because you're gonna be killed. Alright, let's go to the main point. Sorry, maybe one more periphery point.
We got trouble.
No, let's go to the movie. Alright, that's what he says about the Matrix.
Sorry.
Okay.
Is that the Matrix?
Yeah.
Do you always look at it in coding? Well, you have to. The image translators work for the construct program.
You see, all these numbers are people. Each and every one is a man, a woman, Chinese character. You may even see Arabic characters. You may see all kind of things, right? Arabic numerals.
This information to decode the Matrix.
Yeah, we're talking, say, what, 8 billion of humans now?
You get used to it. I don't even see the code. All I see is blonde.
Blonde, brunette, redhead. Blonde, brunette, redhead. That's pretty much all the colors of hairs that we have on this planet. Yet there is one exception, and that's black hair. He didn't bring that up. Maybe Zion doesn't consider blacks worthy of searching for the one, right? Oh man, those racists.
Brunette, redhead. Hey,
Okay, I think we should go to the main point of this video now. Sorry, one more point, periphery points, one more extraneous point. Here, he looks like the genie of Sinbad and Ali Baba. Remember, he got like a earring and bald head, and that's how he looks like. All he needs is just a bundle of hair on top of his head, right? But that's what they make him look like. He looks like the genie of Sinbad. Okay, notice here, I made a point about this before. Cypher never eats with them. He has his own thing. He doesn't share everybody in Zion. I told you before, Cypher is not part of Zion. These are all imaginations, never was. If they're talking about Prophet Muhammad as him saying, I'm only the messenger, right? He never was part of that. There was no such elaborate scheme anyway, right? Demonology was there. I will make a video on that particular one. But notice, his back is to the group, and he doesn't even eat their food, right? I don't know what's with the fan. You see the fan here, and you see it also when Trinity runs into that little apartment, right? Where she was trying to run away from the agents, and then next to the TV, there is a fan for like 4-1 maybe 4-1. I don't know. You will notice all the spoons are broken. They're not straight spoons, right? Him too, him too, him too, him too. All of them. See? All of them. All the spoons are broken. They're not real spoons.
close your eyes, it almost feels like you're eating runny eggs.
You know, bowl of snot.
Do you know what it really... Maybe what I think tasty meat tasted like actually tasted like oatmeal or tuna fish.
Alright, we're coming up to the main point of this video. I'm gonna clear it and substance or the main point of this video. Sorry, while we're at it, I'm gonna make one extra video here. I mean, one extra point. So in the trash can, you see the desert disease. That's us, the Arabs. And then there's the red, right? Food. And then there's the Chinese. So in the trash can, or that's what Zion considered us here as a trash can, right? We Arabs are disease, desert disease, right? And the Chinese are just food, right? And these are the Europeans, I think. You know, dog, right? Is that dog, like hot dog or something? Let me see. No, that's food to go. Food to go, right? And then there's all kind of weirdos. So we, according to Zion and the Kukukowskis, we are like all in this trash can, right? All right. So that's Adam traveling, you know, noodles being China. It's different faces, right? All right, let's go. So here a meaning comes up. A real meaning comes up. Number one, I don't know if I already mentioned this. This is a fertility clinic, right? Or maybe not fertility, but this is an explanation to what Neo really is, right?
Make yourself at home, Morpheus. Neo, come with me. Potential.
All right, let's do that. I think this is it. We're gonna finish the video here. Now the vase, red vase, you already saw that in that little room where the trash truck or the dumpster truck crashed, chasing Trinity, and you saw it on top of the TV. So the TV was watching that red vase. This red vase now I understand to be none other than Neo himself, right? A vase, remember? A vessel, a vase. And on top is the 1/6, that's the golden thing here. What do you see here? I don't know, maybe that's heavens or whatever, or looks like some kind of a deity, and there's the whatever, right? But that here, this here looks like a Chinese thing to me. Red is, I do have the reason to believe, red is Neo himself. Okay, so this is the hatchery, right? This is the way they generate new Neos, right? From him or whatever. I speculated on this in different ways and means, right? Eurasians, Tibetans, Arabs, you name it, right?
These are the other potentials.
The other potentials, not potentials, rather than the Neos. And then again, they could be his children, they could be his siblings by way of stolen sperms and so on. Right? And they hang them on the walls after they're done with them, like a trophy. Uh-oh. They're like competition or something of the sort, right? Okay, so these two, I explained to you, these two are the ones who give birth. They manipulate the birth and so on and so forth. Again, I could study this, but I didn't know that. Rabbits as well. So they're the ones, they're Jewish mothers that give birth, right? And then they're blue, right? Here the TV shows rabbits, right? Shows rabbits coming out of the blue, right? Coming out of the blue of these two. These two are the Jewish mothers, right? And here, I told you, I thought this how we display Quran, and there's time clock, and there's a picture of a woman, but that's not what it is. This here is a picture, photo of a man. This here is photo of a woman, meaningly, the photo of a woman is the prominent one, and time is on her side, and this is the husband, this is the donor, or sperm donor. But why is the photo here of the man, or the father, or the sperm donor is very small? Because in Judaism, See, this is, rabbits are coming out of the blue, right? In Judaism and Islam, they're opposite. In Judaism, woman is the controller and dominant and in the family. She is really the family, right? And she is the one to pass the religion onto the family. If you're not born out of these two in the blue as a rabbit, or rabbit, yeah? Right? You're not Jewish, right? You're not Zion or whatever it is. So they're the one that condition and give birth. And they may not be, right? They may not be humans, meaning that's why they're from one generation to another. They just give birth, raise children, and that's it. But the children's may not be theirs. There may be artificial inseminations, or what I call what we all know of as immaculate conception, right? So these two, right? But I always had was confused about the boy, right? The Buddhist. Right? But then I understood it here. And this is the main point actually I'm talking now. He, what the significance of this Buddhist boy here is that he is a non-sexual. Buddhist monks don't have sex. They're priests, similar to Catholic priests, right? They never get married, right? I think that's what it is. I now think firmly that's what it is. Coming up to the main point, right? Your sperms are taken. But we're gonna go to the main point. All right. I will make a point here. So as I told you about those figures here, flying demons, and there's the fridge. What is the fridge? The fridge is where they freeze, the sperms, right? Or the embryos. But the sperms primarily, because out of sperms come embryos, but out of embryos doesn't come a sperm, right? Or vice versa, I don't know, but no, you figure it out. And if you notice, on the fridge here, what's inside the fridge is frozen sperms and embryos. And here you will see red, and a lot of red, right? And then somewhat yellow. Red means European, I think, right? And then yellow, but there's no blue, right? There's no blue. Here you will see city phone. What does that mean? Is that out of these sperms, they make cities. They generate enough clones and peoples to make cities, right? But then the leaves, what are the leaves? The leaves are fallen leaves, right? And here you see 9 and then whatever, right? But you don't see blue. So blues or Zions may not be human. They may be living for a long time, right? And then they just keep generating humans per cloning, per sperm, artificial insemination, per so and so, and so and so, and so and so, right? Even the flowers here, they're like flowers, right? Flowers, right? They bud like flowers, because here in this book, right? He talks about cloning humans like plant cuttings. You know how plant cuttings work? You cut a stem from a plant or a branch, and then plant it, and then it develops a new plant by itself, right? Everybody knows that, right? So the leaves are the fallen leaves, like in the autumn or in the fall, where leaves fall, right? Leaves fall, and that's it. So the tree is Zion, and it's demons, right? But the leaves are the clones, so they rise like flowers, pleasant as flowers, but they fall. When they fall, that's it, they fall. They die forever, right? So the tree that continues to exist is Zion, is what they're trying to say. But everybody else is used by Zion for a number of things. Number one, to fight agents and to spread its rule and to destroy and to steal trillions by way of governments and stock markets. I mean, the stock market's weasels, right? Right? So they all fall like leaves. It's a sad story, right? That's it. You know what they're saying is these guys are artificial intelligence. They're cloned by Zion. They were given birth by Zion somehow or one way or another, right? And they fall like leaves at the end. After a leaf serves the tree, it provides the tree with nutrients, with I forgot the process for the sun synthesis, you know, in the leaf, right, in the green, and then you know, and it feeds the tree with you know, food and so on, and but it runs out of life, and at the fall, in fall, it just falls, you know. So these are leaves falling after they used right here, and they populate cities with it. I don't know what those are. Let me see. I think I left a note for myself here. Okay, so those baskets I think are similar to the spoons hung on the wall outside. Meaningly, is already an empty basket, right? And you can see on top there is that ice cube container that you put in your fridge here, right? So they're frozen, but they're empty, you know, empty baskets, that's it. You know, all kind, you get green, you get red, you get yellow, but you don't have blue, right? And then you populate the city, and those poor leaves, that's us. They consider us as such. If they're humans, it's a sad story, folks. It's a tragedy that they think of us like that. But if they're demon, which now I'm beginning to believe that's the case, right? They are suffering also because you can't expect yourself to live forever and be happy, right? Or you know, whatever. So death is mercy sometimes, right? So, and that's what it is. So fallen leaves, only green, red, and yellow, right? Populate cities, and there's the communication program, right? Communication device, and then emptied baskets, right? So here's a basket that has just been emptied, right? So let's move on. And like I said, she did this, right? Notice. Oh, she's a devil. And you see them pleasant.
You're the oracle?
So in other words, you were born and cloned or artificially inseminated and to serve Zion, just like a leaf, fallen leaf. You know, you live 1 year, you serve Zion, give everything to Zion, and just fall down.
Not quite what you were expecting, right?
Almost done. Smell good.
Smells good. So now I am thinking the cookies are more like fertilizer for the trees. This is not the blue color here. It looks like pink.
Yeah.
So I think, all things considered, I think I was here, somewhere here in that fridge, that freezer. You know, embryos, what? That's where they store and freeze embryos for later generation.
Sit down. But you're not going to anyway. And don't worry about the vase.
What is?
The vase. What is the vase? The vase is him. He's a vase, right? He's broken. He broke himself.
That vase.
I'm sorry.
I said don't worry about it. I'm getting my kids to fix it.
How did you know?
Well, you already heard commentary on bake your noodles and balls to the bone and stuff. Someone let me hold on here. What does she say now?
Really going to bake your noodle later on is, would you still have broken it if I hadn't said anything?
So, meaningly, he would not have broken himself and fell and so on if she didn't seduce him. That's what she's saying here. Or the whole posse. You may think she, you know, like she's an independent, discrete entity that doesn't know what Morpheus is doing. No, folks. This is a symphony. They're all aware of what's going on minute by minute basis, second by second basis, right? And how do I know? Simple. Just listen to what she says.
You're cuter than I thought. I can see why she likes you.
Who?
What do you think? Do you think you are the one?
Honestly, I don't know.
You know what that means? It's Latin. Means know thyself. I'm gonna let you in on a little secret. Being the one is just, well, I better have a look at you. You already know what I'm going to tell you.
I'm not the one.
Sorry, kid. You got the gift.
That means he's got that thing I showed you within the spirit, or the what they consider as God in the flesh or something of the sort, right? So they're hunting God here somewhere, right? So they trapped him now. So he got the gift, she knows that. But he's not to be rewarded or treated any different. He will be trashed until that entity within is up elsewhere. So here, right? Why do they do them asexual, right, or non-sexual? Is because they want to make sure, as I mentioned in my earlier video, that whatever within that entity doesn't hop outside of their Zion anymore by way of birth, right, or sperm or whatever it is. They want to make sure it stays within. That's it. And then now they're gonna beat him into submission. These guys are like the Nebuchadnezzar bunch of weirdos. By the way, I found the Nebuchadnezzar, the meaning of Nebuchadnezzar, why they use that. To me, it sounded like a little bit weird that Nebuchadnezzar is an enslavement of Zion or of the Jews to Babylon. Why do they use it here? Turns out that there are a number of things. One is that the name means the protector of the borders. So Nebuchadnezzar is protecting Zion, right? So maybe the metaphor is the name itself. Or maybe the story we know about Babylon is not really true, right? As they tell us, like there are events, like supposedly tragic events in the last century about who's victim and who's not, and now we know that's a lie, right? So, but so long there's history being written and so long Zion is in charge, they will teach us that lie, right? You know what I'm talking about.
It looks like you're waiting for something.
What is he waiting for? Something. I tried to think that this revelation or going back to heavens, right? Maybe going back to heavens. But there's no such thing as what she's saying, right?
What? The next life, maybe.
Next life, maybe, right? So going back to heavens, right? Now correcting his way, it's too late. He already jumped, right? He already did what he did. Not in our religion. In Islam, no. You always have a chance toward the end to correct your way and means, right? But don't do what you do, harming others and destruction and renouncing God or Allah on intention that at one point you will repent. You can't play it this way.
Who knows?
But whatever he is expecting, no matter what it is, money, going back to heaven, here it encompasses, the term encompasses everything that one can expect. That's it, it's over for you. You're a clone, you're gonna fall like a leaf.
That's the way.
And notice, from nature we know a leaf, right, does not grow into a tree. You have to have a branch or a seed.
So, what's funny?
What's funny?
Yeah. He almost had me convinced.
I know. Poor Morpheus. Without him, we're lost.
What do you mean? Without him?
All right.
As soon as you step outside that door, you'll start feeling better. You'll remember you don't believe in any of this fate crap.
Faith crap. So she knows, remember? When he said he doesn't believe in faith, precisely. So they used it against him. So the gist of this particular video is that Zion uses us, humans, cloning, artificial insemination, fight agents, die for them, and then once they're done, they kill you, right? They tell the agents to kill you, right? Right. And here, that's basically what it is. Remember, you said you don't believe in fate, right? It's you who arrived. You are totally responsible for your decision and what that brought you to. So the position you're at now is your own responsibility, your own decision. Remember, you don't believe in this fate crap, right? Fate crap, right? So that's it. Here they're playing it against him, right? But they're all apprised to what is going on, to the nitty-gritty of the events, to the details of the events, right? That's what it is, right? So that's that. Here is really he's going to be sacrificed. So they took his sperms now and they put them in the fridge, froze them, and he's gonna fall like a leaf. For Zion, right? Okay. For Zion, you're nothing but a leaf, right? That serves the main trunk of the tree itself, and they are the trunk, is what they're saying. I am beginning to believe, I have evidence to believe now that Zion is really not humanity. If you go into Zion, you will be used and abused and thrown out, but you will never know what's inside. As you can see, the Oracle met with Morpheus, maybe didn't see him, right? In the movie, there is no direct meeting between Morpheus and the Oracle, or the various parties, right? But you know, from the flow of events and the direction of the movie and the communications and the statements, that they're all as if they're all sitting in the same room, right? Or like branches out of the same tree. They all know what's going on. They're all observing. They're all monitoring. They're all making decisions, right? But this has happened time and again across history, right? So this is well rehearsed. By now, there is no reason to think, right? Oh wait, okay, good. There's no reason to think anymore. It is a role they played time and again. So you're in control of your own life, right? Just when you thought you're in control of your own life, guess who controls you? And Morpheus too, right? They control you. But you're in your own control of your own life. Oh boy. Oh boy, what, poor Neo, what's been done to him? Cut up, killed, made to live like animal. And his sperms were taken, and supposedly he has that gift, but he's in control of his own life. Why? Because he doesn't believe in that fate crap. You guys get it? I say my advice to you, whoever you are out there, look again to what you're doing, where you are, and what's around you, and so on. The game is so subtle. It'll play right before your eyes, and you won't even say it. Remember what Morpheus told him in the room when he gave him that red pill? That red pill, when he gave it to him, he says, it's all around you, even here in this very room. And poor Neo, he didn't even realize it, right? What is the red pill? I am going to make a guess here. Red pill may or may not mean coming to the United States as an immigrant, such as I am. Hey, audience, you're in control of your own life. Okay, I'm going to play it again.
Don't worry about it. As soon as you step outside that door, you'll start feeling better. You'll remember you don't believe in any of this fate crap.
Fate crap.
You're in control of your own.
Aha! Sucker!
Here. Take a cookie.
Yeah, take some fertilizer, motherfucker
By the time
dog.
you're done eating it, you'll feel right as rain.
Sucker. I used the first time I heard the word sucker, it was a funny place. I used to work for this company, and I had a smart manager, right? One day they wanted to kind of insinuate to me that I am being set up for something, right? So this guy comes and he says, and he was sitting in front in my manager's office, and he tells me, he's an employee, like a colleague. He says, I saw your car, some people were opening the hood of your car, and so on and so forth. But then it hit me, and I said, what kind of car is that? And then he fell, he didn't know. So he stumbled. And now my boss said this, and I remember this moment. That's why I said, Sakar. I'm going to mention his initials. That's BH. That was a funny moment. I still remember it. Ever since I used the word Sakar. All right, Sakar Neo. Yeah, Sakar Neo got himself a cookie. It's very funny.
What was said was for you.
Oh man, look at his eyes. They're like steely eyes, like padded with aluminum or something.
For you alone.
You sucker! Oh man, I mean, the gesture here is like this guy is sick of him. He just doesn't want to deal with him anymore. Why? Because he's been doing it all along. He's like a gardener, cuttings and leaves, collects leaves and so on. Yeah, go ahead, don't be shy. Again, they emerge from the sewer.
No!
They emerge from the sewer. Alright, I'm gonna repeat that to you.
Too late.
God damn you, Cypher.
Don't hate me, Trinity. I'm just a messenger.
I'm just a messenger. Who is the messenger on earth we know of is really Muhammad, Prophet Muhammad, Messenger of God, Allah. So what they're trying to say, probably, I'm going to reverse here a little bit. That Cypher is the messenger, right? But he doesn't want anybody else, right? Anybody else to become the one and beat him, right? You understand? That's why he now is trying to kill Neo, right? So he, right? So who is the one? Who is the one? Let me show you something. So here I want to take a guess, shoot a guess to who the one is.
I can't go back, can I? No. But if you could, would you really want to?
Luca Brazzi is getting choked or suffocated into death by a chain.
I feel I owe you an apology. We have a rule. We never free a mind once it's reached a certain age. It's dangerous. The mind has trouble letting go. I've seen it before and I'm sorry. I did what I did because I had to. When the Matrix was first built, there was a man born inside.
So who's the man born inside?
Who had the ability to change whatever he wanted.
Okay,
To remake the Matrix as he
okay.
It was he who freed the first of us.
So I think they mean here, talking Zion, I think they mean Moses freed the first of us, probably from Egypt. Or it could be the Messiah, the Messiah, the Jewish Messiah, not the Christian Messiah. Could be the Mahdi. Per the story Dune, Dune and the Mahdi and the Jihad and so on. So that's the Messiah probably. Or it could be Nebuchadnezzar, some personality in Babylon that is supposedly godly or God in the flesh and so on, and they're trying to, free, right? Maybe they mean the Messiah himself, Jesus. I don't know, but this here is some kind of a historical personality. Could be Moses, right? Freed them from Egypt. Could be Jesus Christ, or it could be a Babylonian deity, right? A man that has God within him. He's able to change things. He's able to influence the flow and current and events and direction of life. And maybe that's the one they're looking for to trap. All right. So I had a note to say about mouse here, a peripheral point. He is into XXX, right? Indulges himself in life, right? And he cannot avoid the forbiddens, adultery and things of the sort, right? But what happens to him? What happens to him? We all know what a black cat is, right? It's in certain times, not always, a demon similar to Black Dog and so on. Even Led Zeppelin has a song called Black Dog. Now he looks with the one eye. And he sees it again, right? But what happens to Mouse?
Phase blue is usually a glitch in the matrix. It happens when they change something.
So now Mouse is busy with lust and life and indulgences and so on, right? Triple X. And if so, he's gonna fall on the path, right? As I explained earlier. That's it, he's gone, he fell, right? He's unable to hold himself from sin, from licenses, acts and adultery and whatever, total dissolution. He's unable to hold himself. So he's killed, right? He fell. And that's precisely what he explains when he was eating to Neo. To deny our own impulses is what makes us human and so on. But then you will see him again.
That's what they changed. We're trapped. There's no way out.
We have no choice.
So this is where he was killed, right? That's where he was killed. And notice Morpheus looks down on him. See? He sees him.
They changed. We're trapped. There's no way out.
Be calm. Give me your phone. Eighth floor. Switch straight ahead. Neil.
I don't know what that is, but I think that's the machine. So Mouse as a machine just expired. Maybe.
I hope the Oracle gave you some good news.
Now left, that's it.
Good.
I think they show Mouse in a little bit.
Good. Where are they?
So a very important point here. Smith, agent or angel, he's tired of being an agent or angel of Allah or God, right? So it does appear to me as if he is beholding the beauty of Zion and he just wishes to be part of it. That's what I think the gist of this here is. Marveled at its beauty. So I think here he means Zion, and he's somehow probably laying out a proposal to Morpheus to take him through. Or hinting at a proposal, right? A hint. It's beauty and it's genius, right? There's no genius in evil, folks. Don't mix the two. Cunning and evil are not genius. You only resort to cunning and evil and hiding and concealment and tricks and deception and so on is if you lack genius. Because in genius you can compete, you can continue to live and so on and so forth. But not in, when you don't have that, then you resort to cunning and to deception and to hiding and concealment, and you basically do what you become above the law or below the law for that matter. And as you can see, cars for some reason, buses are all the same, right?
Millions of people just living out their lives.
Oblivious to that genius, supposedly he's talking about Zion here.
Did you know that the first Matrix was designed to be a perfect human world where none suffered?
And that's heaven. Okay, here I explained to you the boots, right? Always confused me. But then I related that to George Orwell's boot stampings on the human face forever. But here it also means that I'm coming into your very own lair or office of justice or whatever it is, leadership or administration, and I'm going to step on you, right? That's what it means here. Okay, there's a point I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you again and explain it. Notice he has no shadow, or the shadow is being smudged away or erased by the graphics program, but not perfectly, right? Empty pockets. Now you see the shadow, well-defined shadow of himself, right? That's what's within, is fighting now. And the shadow of the angel, right? So angel is fighting an angel or a demon, maybe, I don't know, right? Or God fighting God, I don't know. And now you see, they don't show you his face. It is the sun, as a matter of fact. The sun, as Morpheus mentioned earlier when he was talking to Neo in that desert of the real, he said they're all dependent on the sun for energy. So that may be the sun which they mean by that God. And the word aeon. Aeon here means E-O-N, not A-O-N. Aeon is a company I told you I work for. But eon is a millennia, is 1,000 years, right? So 1,000 years, the sun living for thousands of years, right? And now he's going to shoot you. That's who this agent is, right? He's an agent, an angel living for thousands of years, because we know angels, when they were created, they don't die until the day of judgment. And they die and they are recreated again, similar to all of us, right? But they live for thousands of years, right?
Dodge this.
And this guy here is trapped entity. A fallen angel or God or from Babylon or something of the sort, or an angel himself, maybe, but he is the one they're waiting on. So Aeon is really 1,000 years. Okay, I'm going to stop here. That's a lot of ground to cover, but then I got interrupted by that clown with the advertisement. Sorry about that. If you know how to remove that particular bit of intervention, I wish I can.